Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is officially afternoon here in Las Vegas. We've crossed the noon hour. Welcome here to Pool Dog Championship Arena here at the Westgate Resort and Casino in Las Vegas for coverage of the APA World Championships. Our coverage, of course, brought to you by our friends at Pool Dog, Frank and all the boys back there at Pool Dog in Colorado. I'm your host, Jason Bowman. I'm joined by the very lovely Ava Mattia Lawrence, the striking Viking. Ava, how are you?
Hi, good.
Ava, we got a little bit of history in the making today. Of course, we have the inaugural Team Captains Championship, which by all accounts has been a wildly popular format.
It's been crazy. I know locally in our area, everybody absolutely loved this and scrambled to make sure they put captains in the right spot to be able to play in this. And obviously from the results of all the entries that we have here in Vegas, you can tell that it's popular all over the world.
So an exciting thing for these two teams because the winner of this particular match will be your first ever Team Captain Championship. So you never forget the first time, right? So before we get into the teams and we meet them, let's take a look at some of the ground rules because, again, this is a new format. So I know some of our viewers are probably going to have some questions on how this is run. But basically the way this works is there is a maximum of 5 players on every roster. The teams then choose 3 of those 5 team members to participate in each match. Now those players, Ava, are selected before the match begins. So they have already decided which 3 players from their rosters they will play. Those players are going to play in order of lowest skill level to highest. One player, skill level 6 or higher, may play in any given match. And here's where it gets kind of interesting, folks, is they're going to alternate between 8-ball and 9-ball racks. They will start with 8-ball. So the first 2 players put up will play a game of 8-ball. One of those players will win that game, and then we will move to the second players in the match. They will play one game of 9-ball, and we will continue to rotate that way until we get to until one team gets to 5 points. So each team is limited to 1 timeout per game, and as I just mentioned, each individual rack is worth 1 team point, and there is a games must-win chart that is used, and both of these teams are using skill levels that add up to 15. So again, they are racing to both players, or both teams, I should say, are racing to a total of 5. So that's the gist of it. Everybody got that?
Everybody got it.
You got all the notes? Some notes on the prize money here. Of course, first place is going to be worth $10,000 for one of these teams. Second place, or the runner-up, will be taking home $5,000. Of course, we've already seen 2 teams finish in third place this morning in the semifinal round, each taking home $3,000. So a nice payday for them in the inaugural Team Captains Championship. So with that said, let's introduce you to the teams. We have first up from San Diego, California, the team of Q-Bert 222, and from Snohomish, Washington, we have the team of the Mizfits. So we've got some West Coast teams going at it here in Pool Dog Championship Arena. I think the players are just about ready to go. They have already lagged. This is Melanie Roach for the team of Q-Bert 222 with the break, and we are underway.
You know, there's a lot of control freaks playing this format, obviously, because they want to be the captain, they want to be in charge. But not only that, but they're also usually the responsible ones that make sure to contact everybody. So it's a great kind of appreciation format, as far as I'm concerned, to be able to say to the captains, you know what, we've introduced this to appreciate all you guys do for your teammates. And just like, you know, running a league is a lot of work. People don't realize it. Running a team is a lot of work. And at times, headaches, depending on your teammates. So this is a really great format. A lot of pressure. It's just 1 rack, do or die for each player as they step up.
I've heard nothing but positives about this format. It moves quickly. The combination 8-ball and 9-ball. So you guys get to take a look at it live for the first time. You're seeing here Angie Weber of the Mizfits. Angie is a skill level 4.
The format's different. The rules are still the same. The only difference is we have kind of adopted to make this work as far as just 1 rack, is adopted the standard format that we have in the amateur event that we have and in Masters, where you get a point for the 9-ball.
Right.
It's kind of the standard 9-ball where 1 through 8 means nothing. You win on the 9, as opposed to the point system that we have in the rest. There was really no way to work in the point system in this format to make it work. So it's but it's kind of do or die. It's a real team event because there's a lot of pressure each time you step up to play. You know, I've heard that a lot from our players. It's really nerve-wracking because, you know, you never know. The other person's liable to make the 9 on the break. Boom, it's over. Your team just lost a point.
Right.
But at the same time, you can't look at it as individual matches. You're just playing one rack in a race to 5.
Right.
And then, your teammates step up. So anything can happen. It's a quick, fun format. Everybody has equal participation on this team, definitely.
Yes, you can still win an 8 or 9 on the break or snap, however you choose to refer to it. That would count as a win. Again, now this is Melanie Roach at the table. She is a member of the Q-Bert 222 team out of San Diego. And if you're just picking up the stream now, again, this is the final round coverage of the APA Team Captains Championship. This is a brand new event added just this year to the World Pool Championships. A lot of excitement, as Ava mentioned, really introduced as a thank you to the team captains for the work that they do. And kind of as we mentioned, by all accounts, been a very popular format thus far. So we're excited to see how it plays out.
And I could be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure this format was suggested by some of the league operators. And the cool thing about APA National is if they can make it work, when the league operators, they listen to their players and they go, you know what, we can do this. And then figure out the logistics. Do we have enough room? Do we not have enough time? We don't want to add more days for the event if we can avoid it, but can we make this work with Westgate and everything else? And I love how the national office listens to us league operators when we listen to our players. And this is one of the most popular events that has been kind of put together by everybody involved, and the result's been great.
All right, so this is Melanie back at the table. Melanie Roach. She is a member of the Q-Berts from San Diego. Melanie, skill level 3. She is also the captain of her team. Ooh, 6-ball just hangs there on the lip of the pocket. Again, another nice crowd. Started to kind of filter in. A lot of 8-ball teams in play currently, but room currently about half full here. And I'd expect that'll continue to pick up as folks in the hallways see the overhead screens and their interest is piqued.
Have a long tester here. Not a lot of angle.
Gets the 4 to go, but follows it in with the cue ball, unfortunately. So Angie will give ball in hand to Melanie here. Very curious if the folks at home have absorbed all the information we just threw at them, Ava, with how this format works. So we'll continue to try to talk you through it as things kind of unfold if you weren't fully, didn't fully pick up on all those details. But basically what you need to know is there's 3 players on each of these teams playing in this match, and they're each going to play one game and then rotate to another player. And we will flip-flop between 8-ball and 9-ball, each game being worth a point. Ava, both these teams that I talked to before the match, very excited at the potential of being the first team to win this particular format. So they both talked quite a bit about that, but really lots of positive things to say about it overall and their experience playing it thus far. So
yeah, I mean, winning out here makes you go down in the history books, but winning the inaugural event is something special, something extra, obviously. So all right. Should be able to make this 10-ball on the side. The problem here for Melanie is that 13-ball, obviously, on the other side of the table. 6 sitting right there in the pocket. She's making sure it's a skill level 3. She's making sure just to make as many balls as you can and hope that her opponent, Angie, who's a skill level 4, doesn't just get up and run the table, because I don't see much of a safety here. She's looking to cut this ball in. She's got to be very careful. I wonder if they're going to have somebody come over and watch this hit. Yeah, good idea. That way there's no discussion about after the fact. You might as well have the referee come over and take a close look at this. Just trying to make both of them here if she can.
Melanie plays out of O Billiards or Ozone Billiards out of in San Diego area there. So sure some folks tuning in from that area watching. Angie Weber back at the table. Angie, again, skill level 4. And again, the way that the 3 players match up, it's determined before the actual match begins. They pick 3 players from their roster of up to 5, and then they go from lowest rated to highest rated. So you are seeing the lowest skill levels currently of each of these teams, and that will continue to increase through the second and third match.
I know in a lot of local areas, I know in our area, what we did is have a max of 3, and then after you qualify, we have a qualifying tournament. After you qualify, then if you want to add somebody from the people that played in that event and to bring with you to Las Vegas, that is your choice.
Right.
But once you're out here, then you can have the 5 players, which I think is great, because if you, for instance, have a player that is playing in the 8-ball out here,
right,
and qualified on the 8-ball team, then all of a sudden you are going to have to forfeit if you don't have
enough
that
players,
extra
yeah.
player. Exactly.
Yep. Melanie goes ahead and knocks in that her opponent's ball there.
And that she ensured to block the pocket there, so the 2 ball is not available into that pocket. Angie has a lot of little options here, but 7 ball is the one that makes sense. She just wants to bring the cue ball out, preferably for a shot on the 3.
Pockets the 7 ball there. Again, we're using the Aramith Pro TV balls, so the coloration on the 4 ball and the 7 ball a little bit different than your normal rack of balls.
That's a good shot right there. There's no reason to go crazy here and leave yourself in a tough position when your opponent is down to just 1 ball. You have control of the table. I mean, she's got 3 of hers. Melanie only has 1, so we'll see if Melanie can even kick this, and is it worth it?
And again, I think she's not used a timeout yet, right? So she's got the 1 timeout still.
She's going to try to go rail first here. It looks from here that it's too tight. I don't know if she can hit it. But if she can, she's in pretty good shape. Make sure you don't hit it too hard.
Nope.
All right, nice try. Still causing problems for the 2, and actually also for the 5 now. So do we know what 222 stands for?
I do not know what the 222 stands for. We were talking about Q-Bert, and we think that's the game from the remember the old Q-Bert game, like the Atari game in the, I don't know, 80s or so. Little guy went up on little cubes and tried to pick things up.
Oh, that's right. I do
Q-Bert.
remember that.
So
Q-Bert.
I don't know if that's actually what it means.
All right, defense is going.
A little bit of a traffic jam down there in that lower pocket.
Be interesting what happens, you know. One thing we haven't had this year yet, and I don't remember that we've had one in the finals yet, is a stalemate.
I don't remember one, no.
And stalemate is when neither player wants to go offensively.
They just basically keep handing the ball back to each other.
And
no,
you
you
look at
take
each other.
it. No, you take it. No, you take it.
And some people think it's 3 times that you hand the ball back and forth, but it can be 3, it can be 30, it can be 1.
Right.
If both players say, I'm not shooting at it, and I'm not either, well, then you're at a stalemate.
Right.
You rack the balls up again and start it over, same person breaking. If there's nowhere to go with it, you can't force a player to play offensively.
You see a timeout here. While we've got a moment, we do want to mention our friends at Pool Dog, who are presenting sponsor of all of our coverage of this year's APA World Championships. Of course, you can visit them at pooldog.com/APA Champs for some different offers they have for APA members and our viewers, basically. I think here's a towel offer that you can take advantage of. I know they have some discount pricing on there as well. So be sure to visit pooldog.com/APA Champs for all of your latest billiard accessories, cues, gloves, all that good stuff, new cases. And they're also here in Las Vegas. So if if you're out here and you're tuning in, make sure you stop by their booth. I know they're giving away some patches and chalk and different things. So stop by, say hello, thank them for the coverage. All right, so after the timeout, Angie pockets the 3 in the side. Again, Angie from the team of the Mizfits. They are from Snohomish, Washington.
That's a good word.
Snohomish.
Good name, Snohomish.
Took me a while to get the pronunciation.
All right, got this 5 ball in. That was a good job, but now what? Trying to make both here is a very tall order, so we'll see if she can, I don't know, making the opponent's ball here and trying to make a difficult shot to get on the 8. We'll see what she comes up with here. All right, she has left this for straight in, almost straight in into the side pocket. A little bit of an angle for Melanie to take the first game. She got herself kind of in a tough spot. The fact that
she's going to take a timeout.
Pocket was blocked.
Just to take a look here. I believe this is Blake Comey, her teammate here, skill level 7. I think we're going to see Blake in the 3rd match, so he's giving his advice, and Melanie's turn to shoot it, which she does, but is unable to pocket the 8 in the side. That'll bring Angie back to the table.
And Melanie is putting up a good fight in this match. Obviously, she's a skill level 3 and made some really good shots. But that shot, although when you're sitting at home and you're watching it like this, it looks fairly easy. But the fact that it's on the rail is going to make it more difficult. There's no question about that.
Yeah. Pockets the 2 in the corner, leaves herself nicely for the 8 ball there.
Perfect. Always nice to draw first blood.
Absolutely.
You can get
especially in this format.
Yes.
Race to 5. That first game under your belt.
But it's that old saying, it's not necessarily how you start, it's how you finish.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Race to 5.
Angie pockets the 8 ball, takes that first game, and a 1-0 lead for the team of the Mizfits. While we wait our second match, let's hear a word from our sponsors at Pool Dog.
Tired of the same old when you're buying billiard supplies? Come shop with the big dogs.
Probably just the commercial, Steve.
You want pool cues? We've got over 700. Balls, cases, accessories, no problem. Want help with your game? How does hundreds of free training articles sound? Want to shop offline? We'll mail you a free catalog. Hit us up online, pulldog.com, or call 866-843-3294.
And just like that, we're back. One of the nice things about this format, Ava, is that the players have already been selected, so there's not a lot of discussion that needs to happen after each match on who needs to be put up. So, again, keeps the match flowing fairly quickly, which is nice. I think it's good for the viewers. I think it's good for the players. I think it's good for the overall tournament logistics in terms of being able to have a large number of teams out here and work through the tournament in the time span that we have. So all positives for this Team Captains Championship. And if you're back home watching and you're wondering, how do I get on that? First thing you got to do is get a team going. You got to be a captain, right?
Yes, and the thing to remember, if you want to have a chance to participate out here in Vegas, most areas do not have necessarily a division when it comes to this, but do a qualifying tournament. And the main requirement that is a little bit different, other than the standard requirements that APA asks for as far as handicap, so we can have a fair tournament, is that you will have 2 sessions under your belt as a captain. Because again, it is an appreciation tournament. It's not just your regular tournament where anybody can enter. So it's something extra for our captains that are the diehards that do all the work with their teams every session.
Well, with fall session being right around the corner, perfect time to captain your own team. So this is Dustin Whitaker here with the break.
Wow.
Quite a powerful break as he clears
it's so
4
amazing.
balls.
Yeah,
however, he also
Scratched.
scratches. So, and again, the unlike kind of the standard 9-ball that APA runs, this is a little bit different in that it's going to be more typical of your pro 9-ball, where whichever player here pockets that 9-ball will win the game. So it's not necessarily based on the amount of points per rack. And this is Philip O.
I'm a little surprised. Yeah, I was a little surprised that he was looking at this 9-ball. It's not like it's a impossible 9-ball combination by any means. He was considering shooting that 1-9 combo for the win. But with only 5 balls on the table, the layout is perfect. It's kind of stop right there for the 2-ball. The 5 is by the pocket. Slide the 8 down the rail, and you got the 9 right there. And as a skill level 5, his odds are, I think, better to run out here than to make this 1-9 combo. If the 9 was a little bit closer to the pocket, I would go for it. But there's a lot of distance between the 1 and the 9. You get a little bit of unwanted English when you shoot it, and all of a sudden you go, uh-oh, and your opponent, you just handed them this smorgasbord of a layout.
This is a matchup of skill level 5s. Both Philip and Dustin are rated as 5s. Philip pocketing that 1 ball in the corner. Philip, again, member of the team of Q-Bert's 222. Ooh, well.
Just got a little bit out of line, and this is right about now is where he's going, man, I should have gone for the combo. I've been there, done that. There's that moment of deciding, but I still think he made the right choice, just got a little bit out of position.
Now Dustin will have the opportunity here to run out. If he does so, that would put his team up 2-0 very quickly. As we mentioned, this format runs fairly quick.
Yes,
I think
it does.
they said the semifinal round, one match lasted about an hour, the other about an hour and 20 minutes. So. And Dustin Whitaker finishes the rack, pockets the 9-ball, gives his team a 2-0 lead in this race to 5. Next up, we're going to see Blake Comey and Jason Curtis. Blake is a skill level 7. Jason is a skill level 6. They will be playing 8-ball.
And this is in Q-Bert 222's favor. They have a skill level 7. So on paper, he should have an advantage here in this rack of 8-ball, but playing a skill level 6, not much of one, obviously.
Yeah.
So
and, of course, the Mizfits, or Jason in particular, will have the break because winner breaks. So. Blake works on the rack. We want to mention our other sponsors, our friends at Action Q's. Of course, we've already mentioned Pool Dog, Aramith billiard balls, which you're seeing used here, not only in this match, but on all of our 300 and some odd tables, the World Championships. Folks over at Nationwide Insurance. And our friends here at the Westgate, who've made our stay thus far so pleasant. Pockets the 5 in the corner.
Oh, that was close. The 8-ball almost went in the side pocket. Q-Bert 222, they just kind of held their breath there, and just that would have been a devastating 3-0 if that 8-ball would have gone on the break. But we'll see here what Jason can do. It's a relatively open table. There's few issues here and there. Looks like the 2 and 13 are tied up. Other than that, every ball on the table has a pocket right now. So, and at this skill level, 6 and 7, you don't want to leave the, I think it's the 12 ball, the 12 and the 2 ball. You don't want to leave that for last by any means. You need to get to that as soon as possible. Never leave. If you're a run-out player, never ever leave the trouble towards the end.
Again, both these teams shooting for a first place prize of $10,000. And of course, that inaugural title, if you will. The runner-up will take home $5,000 here, so.
There is a handicap limit, yeah. Just saw that question from Lara. There is a handicap limit. You have to stay under 15. Now, one interesting thing about this format is that in order for a lot of the teams, some of the captains may be a 7-9.
Right.
And we do count the highest of the 2 skill levels. So if you're a 4 in 8-ball and a 5 and 9-ball, you will count as a 5. But when it comes to our 7-9s or 7-8s, they can play to count their points as a 7.
Right.
So even if you're an 8 in 9-ball, you still count as a 7 towards the 15 max. And a lot of people say, you know, it should be higher. It should be skill level 17 max, because how many people are, you know, 3s and 4s and in captainship? But you'd be surprised. We have done the homework on that to see what it is across, because 8-ball teams, 9-ball teams, and ladies teams count towards this. So if you're a captain of 8-ball, 9-ball, or ladies, you are eligible if you get your 2 sessions in as a captain for this.
You're quite knowledgeable.
I am.
Quite knowledgeable.
In a lot of things, I might add.
Oh. Well, I wasn't implying otherwise.
You should know this by now. Yeah, we ran one of these events in our area.
Did it take a while for the players to kind of absorb it at first, or?
Well, the rules, yes. Yeah. And we did have some rules, too, within APA, the national office, and our league office, kind of questions and the qualifications and how does it work, and little changes here and there. So, you know, it was new for everybody.
Right.
We knew for us, too, running it, we would get questions, and I would go,
sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's new for us talking about it here on the live stream. So
exactly. So pretty much whatever I say, you just
nod. Yes.
Good. There you go.
I've learned that
just
over
like
the years.
like usual then.
Some folks asking where these teams are from. So we have Q-Bert, who you're seeing just missing that shot, Blake, from the team of Q-Bert's 222. They are from San Diego, California. Their opponents, the Mizfits. And this is Jason here at the table from the Mizfits. They are from Snohomish, Washington. So a couple of West Coast teams duking it out here in the final round. This is Jason Curtis, skill level 6.
Not where Jason wanted to be there. He got locked up right there, and he's got some work to do. A lot of little issues on this table. You can see there's 2 spots where the 7-11 and the 12 and 2 were tied up, no longer. So we're going to see who's going to take control of the table first here and break those open. Blake is a skill level 7, and he does have quite a few balls to work with here as far as breaking up this trouble situations. You could see here he was looking where to get to be able to just bump that 11 out of trouble with a 7.
Ricky, we'd encourage you to check CompuSport. You can do that through our website, poolplayers.com, or you can go to compusport.us, and you can track any team you wish through the tournament, players through the tournament. You can actually set notifications if you download the app. That'll advise you of how whoever you're following finishes. So that's how you or anyone else that's interested in how their teams from home are doing, that's the way you do it. CompuSport.us, or you can find that if you go to our website, poolplayers.com, click on the World Championships page, you'll find a link right there.
Yes, Anthony, Washington. We have 2 Washingtons. You got your West Washington and your East Washington.
This is the West Washington.
Yes, this is the Washington State.
Yep. And if you're just tuning in, if you're just joining us, this is final round coverage of the APA Team Captains Championship, the inaugural Team Captains Championship. Both these teams, as we mentioned, very excited about the potential of being the very first team to secure that title.
Wow,
nice
how did he hit that? That was a curve shot, like a half masse around that. I wasn't sure if he could, I couldn't see how he was cueing the shot, but that was flawless. That was a skill level 7 all day long for you right there. Beautiful shot.
This is the 3rd of 6 championship matches that we're bringing you here from Pool Dog Championship Arena at the Westgate. Still on deck this week. We've got the Jack and Jill finals, Jack and Jill doubles. Friday we'll have the Masters Championship, which I know a lot of folks like to tune in and see some of the top amateur players team up and square off. And then on Saturday, we've got the granddaddy of them all, the 8-Ball World Championship, and that's how we'll conclude this year's World Championships. You see a schedule there. Tomorrow we'll be broadcasting 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. for you folks on the East Coast. And we'll be back 5 p.m. Friday, 2 p.m. Saturday. Again, these times are all Pacific Standard Time, so just make a note if you're planning on tuning in. And what you can do, folks, is if you're watching us here on Facebook, you can go ahead and hit the like button on our page, and you'll get a notification right there in your news feed each time we go live. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/APA Leagues.
Look out. Look out.
Ouch.
Look out. Oh, things are just not going Q-Bert 222's way at all.
Big opportunity here for Jason.
Wow. Just drew it too much. You know, he couldn't follow it because of where the 6-ball was, so he tried to draw it over to the side for the 8 and just put a little bit too much juice on it. And we'll see now if if Jason can run out here. That would be a devastating 3-zip. But on the other hand, you know what? Every one of the 2 teams that we sent out from the Coastal Carolina League, I believe both of them were in big trouble behind and came back. One of our teams were down 3-0. I can't remember, the other one was down, but I can't remember by how much. But I mean, it's, you know, it's not over till it's over, and it's just a few games. Next time around,
yeah, It's worth noting, too, that the team of Q-Bert's 2-2-2 actually lost their first match in the entire tournament this year and regrouped, and here they are in the finals. So we'll see if they can regroup here in the final.
Michael, we know you're a little bit late, but we have no problem filling you in. And we're going to do that a lot during the rest of this match. This is a new format. This is only for team captains, not co-captains, just team captains, kind of an appreciation event out here in Las Vegas for everybody that steps up and takes care of their peeps.
Yep. There's 5
from week to week.
Yeah, and there's 5 players on a roster. You're going to see 3 players in each match. This is actually the 3rd matchup that we've seen here. And those players are actually selected prior to the entire match getting started. So the Q-Bert said, hey, here's the 3 players we're playing. The Mizfits said, here's the 3 we're playing. You go from lowest skill level to highest skill level in terms of matchups. And you rotate games. So the first game was 8-ball, 1 game. The winner of that game gets a point. The next match is 9-ball, 1 game. The winner of that particular game gets 1 point. And we continue that way until one of these 2 teams gets to a total of 5, and that's based on their skill level combination.
And what's cool, too, is that because you rotate like that, the 3-4 that we had, skill level 3-4, that played the very first match here, they played 8-ball. Now, after this rack, they will come back up again, but then it should be 9-ball, correct?
Next game will be 9-ball.
Yeah.
That'll be the 4th overall game played, and chance for some new life here for Blake.
Yes, if you go to CompuSport, Brian,
got it.
You can put in your league operator, or you can put in a player's name on CompuSport, and it'll come up.
So that's a big victory there for Blake and his teammates. Q-Bert's 2-2-2. They've cut the lead in half. They are on the board. And we are now going to see the players that we saw in the very first game, Melanie Roach and Angie Weber. Melanie skill level 3, Angie is skill level 4. This time, however, Ava, we're going to see him play a game of 9-ball. So
got it all covered. So 2-1. That was a very, very big turnaround.
Again, and if you want to learn more, I know there's a lot of information that we're kind of giving you over through the broadcast here on how this format works. But if you go to our website and you go to poolplayers.com and you go to tournament information, you can select the Team Captains Championship and kind of read up on it and kind of better acclimate yourself to the format and the rules if it's something you're interested in. And then obviously, ultimately, if you want to get involved, number 1, you've got to be a team captain. And number 2, you want to talk to your league operator to see if that's a format that's offered in your particular area.
And no, you do not have to have 5 players on your team. It can be 3. You can play locally with 3 and come here to Las Vegas with 3.
Yeah, and I've heard, I'm not sure how you do it in Coastal Carolina APA, but I know in the St. Louis APA.
Whoa, there it is. Wow.
There you have it. Very quick.
Wow.
And the crowd from San Diego goes wild there, folks, as Melanie Roach pockets the 9 on the snap.
That doesn't hurt.
And
has
that's
tied the thing about the game.
We are tied up at 2 apiece. So we'll see here now Dustin and Phillip. Phillip will have the break now. But Ava, as I was saying, I know in St. Louis APA what they do is they tier it with the captains and run it as a singles, and then the winners in each tier are grouped together on a team that came out here. So I don't know.
That's kind of fun.
And I know some the other leagues actually team them up locally, and then so it may vary by your league area and the number of players you have and that kind of thing.
A lot of it has to do to the size of your league area.
The league, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
So can you get around 20 teams or 15 teams to have an actual qualifying tournament?
Right.
If not, then you may want to do what you say. It all depends on the size of the league. But that was a gigantic turnaround. It looked like it was going to be 3-0 Mizfits.
Right.
And that cost them that one loss.
Yep.
The one missed there by Blake cost them 2 games.
2-2.
Because if not, the other outside obviously would have been breaking the balls. So that was a gigantic turnaround.
Yeah. John, you're asking about does your captain's team have to be all from the same division? That really varies
Oh, my gosh. No way. No way. Oh, wow. That's the game, people. Holy smokes. Have we ever seen, I don't know if I've ever seen anything. Well, we couldn't have because
we've never had that format.
I don't even think in Masters I've seen that happen.
Wow. The folks from San Diego here are going wild, folks.
Wow.
Philip O pockets the 8 on the break, so back-to-back games for the Q-Bert 2-2-2. We had a 9 on the snap by Melanie, now an 8 on the break by Philip, and they have taken the lead. And my, how things turn quickly in the Team Captains Championship.
Yes, like we said, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. I mean, they looked like they were going to be down 3-0, and here instead they're up 3-2 in a race to 5.
Wow.
Well, that put some energy into the room. We had about 50 people stop as they were walking by to or from their matches in the 8-ball tournament and in the main tournament room. Well, what the heck is going on in here?
Unbelievable. And that's going to bring us back to Jason and Blake. Of course, they're now playing 9-ball. So this turn of events all started with this particular matchup here where Blake and Jason, it looked like Jason had the opportunity to run out. My, how things have changed.
That's the one thing that I can feel watching this. Okay, 9-ball is safe.
What's wrong with him?
And I've talked to the players from my area and some of the people out here too, and they said because it is only one rack per person, you just step up and play that one rack. It is a very different format than playing a match, because one cool thing about the APA is you play an actual match. You know?
Right.
And it's a fight, race to 3, 3-5, whatever it is.
Nice
but
shot
the pressure
there.
here is pretty powerful, and the fact that you rotate in different skill levels, it's really a fun, crazy format.
Yeah.
Love it.
Crowd has really grown here in the Pool Dog Championship arena. I think all of the screaming had probably something to do with that.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know if I have seen a back-to-back 8 on the break and 9 on the break. Definitely not in a higher level tournament this far into it. But was it?
Blake's going to take a timeout here.
Yeah, teams do have to be from the same league operator area, by the way. Let me clear that out. And one of the reasons why, and that is we all get one spot to send out here. There were so many league operators.
Is he asking about same area or same division?
No, you don't have to be the same division. Definitely not. I didn't see that. But, yeah, you have to be from the same league area. All right, this is big combo. And I love that he is discussing this with Melanie.
Yeah, I found that kind of interesting. The skill level 7 calls in a skill level 3 for a second opinion there. So
this is one of those. I'm a captain. Well, I'm a captain too. Well, right now I'm the captain. So if I'm the captain of the captain team, you're going to do what I tell you to do.
I like that. I like that.
You know, and it's an interesting thing. Were it me, I would not be going here. He's a skill level 7.
Going for it.
But
got it.
He got it. Nice shot.
Blake, the 2-9 combo. He has now put his team on the hill.
They don't want to take too long. You know, it was a wide open table. He had ball in hand.
Amazing.
Odds were definitely in his favor to run out, but they want to get this over with quickly and probably head to the bar with all their cash.
I tell you what, my head's spinning at how quickly this has all turned. Again, it looked like the Mizfits were in full control of the match, up 2-0. Appeared to be on the cusp of another run out there, and man, things have really changed.
I know it. So 10,000 for first, 5,000 for seconds. Nobody's going to go home empty-handed, but I'm sure the Mizfits are a little bit of a shock right now from a chance to go up 3-0.
Gotta be. I'm in shock.
Being down 4-2 right now. There's the payout for you.
Yeah. You can see kind of how that prize money was paid out through the field for a total of $57,600. Grand total here of $1.2 million, $77,000, some change. A lot of cash still to be paid out here at the APA World Championships. Of course, you're seeing the big $10,000 check looming behind the trophies there, but that's just a prop, Ava. It's just a prop. Can't cash it. That's because we give them all the cash right here, right?
True.
Cold, hard cash. No checks for us. You get cold, hard cash. And it's all in Ava's room.
I've got it all. Thanks a lot.
Just
Room
kidding.
684267. All right, so now we have Melanie and Angie are back where they started, which is with 8-ball. They play the first one, the lowest skill level of the two teams. They played the first one. It was a 8-ball game. Then they played a 9-ball game, and now they're back to 8-ball again.
And Angie took the first game of 8-ball between these two. Melanie took the game of 9-ball with the 9 on the snap.
And it's interesting, too, how people have set up their teams. Good shot. You know, you got your 3, you know, your 3-5-7. You got your 5-5-5.
Right.
There's no set rule. But if you are a skill level 3-5s, for instance, you still have to set up the order ahead of time.
Right. Yep. The order is selected prior to the start of the match, the overall match. Players lagged initially to see who would break first, and from there it's win or break. So it definitely moves quickly, which I think adds to its popularity.
Well, it's not just that, but it's kind of it's a lot of pressure. You know, you step out there, it's like I said, because it's that one rack, and it's a different dynamic than we're normally used to. You feel like you have a little bit more time. If you lose the first rack, okay, I'll get the next, you know, but this is do or die kind of thing.
Pockets the 15 in the side.
Okay, well done. 15 ball is sitting pretty right there in the side pocket, and so is the 9 ball. Just kind of choose what to do here. You can see that the 11 and 14 are the ones to kind of take a look at. Those are the only balls tied up. But again, Melanie is a skill level 3. The best thing she can do is to try to get as many balls off the table as possible. So when she does have a chance later on, she can get back to it. If she doesn't, you know, a 3 is not going to play the same patterns as a skill level 6 or 7, obviously, if you're not familiar with kind of the difference between somebody that's been around for a while, somebody just kind of, you know, getting their game started. You want to play a little bit different style.
Right.
Nice shot. Beautiful shot. The one thing that I always keep saying to our players at home and when we do the commentary on this, safeties, unless it's an intricate, difficult safeties, a lot of safeties, especially in 8-ball, you don't have to have a great draw stroke to pull it off. You don't have to be a great player to pull it off. You have to have knowledge.
Right.
So you can often see a skill level 1, 2, or 3 playing a super smart safety at a smart time simply because they have been educated by somebody that knows the game. And just take your time. Take your time with your 1s, 2s, and 3s. That's all I can say is those are the teams that usually do well, that have a captain that actually cares and that spends the time and showing the little moves. Check that out. That'll work. Not sure. She smiled a little bit and kind of went, phew. She was trying to kick at the 5 ball there, but it made that ball instead, and that'll work. She's smiling. She's giggling a little bit now.
Again, Angie, a member of the Mizfits out of Snohomish.
Uh-oh. Oh, just in time.
Snohomish, Washington. Angie plays out of a location called Sporty's up there in Snohomish. I'm sure some folks from that area tuning in to watch this team play. Oh, games must win. Colby's asking, when would the games must win change in this format? So basically the games must win are determined by the combination of skill levels. Yeah, there you go.
That's
you can kind of see on the screen there, based on the skill levels, that kind of determines the race. So just so happens both of these teams are playing to skill levels of 15. So we are in a race to 5. With the Q-Bert 222 team from San Diego currently on the hill. However, Angie of the Mizfits is at the table at the moment. So
we'll see if Angie can make this 2-ball. She's taking a look to see if it'll go here. I don't think it will go on the corner, but side pocket is definitely available for this 2. Great part is you can see down there that 1 ball is hanging right by the pocket, so she can just tap this in and she should have a shot at the 1. Oh, nice try though. Really good try.
I'm going to bring Melanie back to the table. Melanie, the captain of Q-Bert 222. You know, how does a team of captains decide
who's
going to be the captain of the captains?
I think it's got, I don't know.
It's quite an enigma.
Yeah.
Well, in this case, it is Melanie.
I think it's kind of sorted just like it is with our regular.
Who's the most organized? And
well, it's who initiates it too. It says, hey, I want to play in the team championship. Do you want to play?
Right.
And I think that whoever organizes the team to enter the tournament is, I'm sure, a lot of time. Nice try. Really good try. All right. This is sensitive stuff here. Q-Bert wins this. It's over. Race is to 5. It's an even 5-5 race. Both are skill level 15 between the 3 players on each team.
Yeah, the individual skill levels here. Angie is a skill level 4. Melanie is skill level 3.
Beauty.
And if you're just tuning in, you're seeing final round coverage of the APA Team Captains Championship, the inaugural Team Captains Championship here at Pool Dog Championship Arena at the Westgate in Las Vegas. Angie's going to call a timeout here, talk it over with her teammate, Jason Curtis.
I think she's a little bit concerned about the angle, if she's going to go away from the 8-ball too much. He's going to take a look at it. This is obviously vital for them right now. Mizfits are facing Q-Bert 222 on the hill, so if they get to 5, it's over. Mizfits needs this. They obviously lost a lot of momentum there with the 8 and 9 ball going back to back on the break for Q-Bert 222. So trying to get that momentum back here by getting it within 1.
I was looking over some of the notes on the Mizfits. They've actually managed to go undefeated thus far throughout the tournament, so very strong performance by them here, obviously, in the World Championships. You can see in the background there Blake talking it over with Melanie.
Always good to get another set of eyes, especially by somebody that's a little bit more experienced as far as the angle on this. Make sure you don't hit it hard. Will I scratch? Will I go away from the 8? You know, what's my best deal here? So they made their decision. We'll see what happens.
Pockets the 5 and the side.
Still got a lot of work to do. That's not an easy shot right there.
I really do love this one-game format because, you know, I mean, all this pressure on Angie to push this to another match, and then all that pressure just comes right back on the next player for her team, Dustin. So it's kind of a shared responsibility, you know, instead of the overall matches that we see in the.
Well, I was saying,
formats.
you know, for the players, you know, you prefer a little bit longer race where you can kind of have time to get settled. You're playing an actual match. That's one of the things I love about the APA format is you playing an actual match against somebody, you know, whatever the situation is. So if you're 2-7s, you're playing a race to 5. And it's a battle, and you get it in there. But for this, for an audience, the pressure, and I mean, everybody that played this said that they've never been so nervous because it's just that one rack that you get to step up and you're supposed to perform all of a sudden.
Somebody was asking about if it's double elimination. So the Team Captains Championship is it's played by what we call modified single elimination. That's the format that we use for all of our tournaments here in Las Vegas. And essentially what that means is you're guaranteed the opportunity to play at least twice. You're not necessarily guaranteed the opportunity to lose twice. It depends on at what point in the tournament you lose. So the later on you lose, you know, you're sent home. If you lose early on, as Q-Bert's 2-2-2 did here in the first round, where they moved to the I'll call it the left side of the bracket. I don't like the other term for that part of the bracket, but they've made their way all the way back through the one-loss side, and here they are in the championship. So this is a winner-take-all match, I guess, is the point there.
Yep. All right, we'll see here what Melanie can do. She can't quite reach it. She's got a bridge going. Got a decent angle on the 11. Would have loved a little bit more to get off the rail a little bit, but I think she can still do that. Question is, really make up your mind here what you want to do. Even as a skill level 3, don't just pocket this. Try to figure out where do you want the cue ball to go. If you fail, that's fine, but at least have an idea of what you want to do. All right. She's left herself a long shot. The good thing is, though, the cue ball and the 8 are close. So, and it's fairly straight. And this is a big deal, obviously, needless to say.
This would be for the win.
This is it. Yeah, marking the pocket would be a good idea right about now. All right, I think if I was the coach here, I'd say just make it. Walk away.
Don't miss.
Not much, unless you want to just give a pep talk.
Yeah. Maybe see if she's lined up or aiming. Looks like she's aiming right.
Yeah.
What an opportunity here for Melanie. All right, here we go.
He's out of the way. I love how he runs out of there. It's
Everybody
great.
hold your breath.
This could be it. No,
Not
good.
quite.
No.
Not quite. And some new life.
New life
for Angie Weber and the Mizfits. Opportunity here for her to pocket the 8 ball and push this to another game.
Yes, David, I'm with you. You know, it's not very often, you know, somebody that's not a pro gets to shoot an 8 ball for $10,000.
I know.
It's a little bit of pressure there.
I love it even more when it's like a 2 or a 3 that gets to do it. It's like, whoa. Again, this is Angie Weber at the table for the Mizfits.
And it goes on, 4-3. That's very fitting, in my opinion. It's been a good battle.
Strong performance there by Angie. She pushes this to another game.
Now let's see if they can make something on the break here.
Yeah, we'll see Dustin and Phillip once again. Dustin will have the break. Dustin Whitaker of the Mizfits. Phillip O will prepare the rack. While we got a quick moment, let's take a look at a word from our friends at Pool Dog. Let's take a look at our friends, what our friends from Pool Dog got to say.
Tired of the same old when you're buying billiard supplies?
He's a busy man.
I know, he's
with the big
multitasking.
dogs at PoolDog.com. You want pool cues? We've got over 700. Balls, cases, accessories, no problem. Want help with your game? How does hundreds of free training articles sound? Want to shop offline? We'll mail you a free catalog. Hit us up online, PoolDog.com, or call 866-843.
Back here in action, Dustin with the break. And we are back to 9 balls. A reminder, again, these rotate between 8 ball and 9 ball each game. Folks continuing to filter into Pool Dog Championship Arena. I guess probably the first round of 8 ball this morning is wrapping up. Some folks migrating down to check things out.
All right, 2 captains going at it here. Q-Bert wins this rack. It's over. 5-3. Mizfits need 2. And like we were talked about earlier, and a lot of people kind of join us as we go along, but this is the captains only format, kind of appreciation tournament for all our captains out there. And besides your basic APA requirements as far as having a skill level and everything else, you need to be a captain for at least 2 sessions. We don't want somebody just kind of popping in and, you know, joining and being a session for one. So at least 2 sessions in the same league year, summer, fall, and spring. So the fact that the fall sessions are just starting up now around the country, or have started or about to start, that's a good time to consider this, to be able to get into this format locally. Maybe ask your league operator if there's an opportunity to do this, because this is a super, super popular format, even though we just started it.
Right.
Usually it takes a while to kind of go, you know, you want to try this game, but this just took off right off the bat.
Dustin Whitaker here fighting to get his team to the hill. Pockets the 1 in the corner.
Uh-oh. Nope. Got away with it.
Dustin is a skill level 5.
He's in a good shape here if he makes this 2 ball on the side. You're playing a little bit of center ball, little bit of draw. You're going to come out. Hopefully play that 4 ball in the side pocket. Then you can just drift down for the 5. You can go across the table and back out again, play the 4 in the corner. Either way, just make this 2. Oh, you don't want to draw it. Oh, no, no, no. Uh-oh.
We'll bring Philip O back to the table for the team of Q-Bert 222. They are out of San Diego, California. They are on the hill. Philip also a skill level 5. Yeah, some folks asking about some other matches that are going on down in the main tournament room. So we obviously only have coverage of the finals here. However, if you search hashtag APA Vegas on Facebook, I know there are a number of folks live streaming on their own, and some of those streams are available to the public depending on their privacy settings. So if you want to look for some other matches, you can go to hashtag APA Vegas, click on videos for 2018, and may have the opportunity to see some additional matches, some user-generated content, if you will, at that hashtag. So, and if you know someone that's live streaming their matches, make sure they use that hashtag APA Vegas so you can drive more viewership to it. But for now, we are focused on the Team Captains Championship here in Pool Dog Championship Arena. Dustin Whitaker here. Look at that.
Nope.
Not quite.
Gonna sit right there. And Philip had a chance to run out here a minute ago, and he gets to give it one more shot right here. Balls are in much better spot this time. The 5's by the pocket. Just got to come down towards that side of the table again to shoot the 6 in the side. Look out, look out, look out, look out. Look out, 7. Did he get a window? Oh, wow. Wow, he can actually see it between the 7 and the 9. That was a bit of a lucky break. He let that cue ball fly. Oh.
Not quite.
Yeah, he had the opportunity to make it, just barely missed it. Feeling the pressure right now. We all do. I mean, I'm feeling my heart's pounding.
Getting some questions about how to participate in this format. Of course, it all starts with being a captain in your local league area. You do have to be a team captain, not a co-captain, but an actual captain. You want to reach out to your APA league operator to find out if it's a format that is offered in your area. Some do different qualifying tournaments and things, so you would find out locally there exactly how you might be able to get involved.
Left himself a bit of a tester here on the 8 ball. It's kind of a little bit of a funky angle. It's not an impossible shot, but if it was a little bit more straight, it would be easier. But if he just holds the cue ball, he'll kind of kill it a little bit. Happens a lot. You'd be surprised. That's usually how everybody misses that shot. So the majority of people will miss that shot by overcutting it.
Ron is suggesting we include co-captains next year. I don't foresee that happening just because of the numbers, the sheer volume.
No.
I think we're about at capacity for what we can do with this particular tournament within the confines of the time span that we have. But also, as Ava mentioned, this is really a thank you for the captains, the people that put the teams together, that keep the teams together, that communicate. Philip O on the 9 ball here for the win.
And there it is. California just went crazy.
Folks, your first ever team captains champions from San Diego, California.
And
Q-Bert 222.
What I love too is they're close enough. I mean, I bet you a lot of these guys play for these captains. I mean, these are some of the players that I've seen around in the room, and they were loving this. They're from California, so obviously they are lucky enough to have a shorter distance than some of us to travel. But that was, they have their own little entourage over here.
What a comeback that was. Down 2-0. Q-Bert storms back behind a 9 on the snap and an 8 on the break. Whew. That was some
great.
Serious excitement there, Ava.
I know.
And so quick, that match. So there you have it, folks. The inaugural Team Captains Championship has concluded. The team of Q-Berts 222 from San Diego, they are our champions. They're taking home $10,000. Congratulations as well to our runners-up from Snohomish, Washington. The team of the Mizfits, they're going to take home $5,000. It's been an excellent event. And, again, if you're interested in this particular format, I encourage you to reach out to your APA League operator to find out if it's offered in your area. It's time for us to hand out some prize money, some trophies. So we're going to say goodbye just for a little while, and we will see everyone once again tomorrow. We have Jack and Jill Finals, 3 p.m. Pacific time. We'll hope to see you again then.
Where's Phil?